Hey Sean, this is Keaton Everett with ABC, going over your pitching video from camp. We're going to go through and talk about your delivery and your mechanics and break it down step by step and look at a couple of the spots that we like to sort of analyze and gives us a picture of what we're doing good and things we can work on. And you got a pretty good idea of your mechanics for your H. You know, you got pretty good body control. You're getting some good extension down the mound. Now it's just a matter of sort of putting a few pieces together, getting a little bit more efficient, and we'll go from there. So basically, we're going to go back here to your start. All right. And so pitching is all about getting ourselves in a spot where we can repeat our delivery. All right. And so the easiest way to do that is to eliminate extra movements, to eliminate unnecessary movements, so we can repeat it every time. So basically what I want you to look at here is as you start, all right, you can see how your head doesn't really move back far. All right, that's good. All right, that wasn't what I was trying to show you. Is your head's doing good, but what I want you to look at is what your hips are doing. All right. So here, I'll draw a little line here. See how those hips leave that little box there, or that little line, and your head kind of goes with it. So if we clear this up, but since your head doesn't really go with it as much, you now have a little bit of lean this way, and now everything's going to want to get out in front early. And so now when you release the ball, all right, you're going to be out in front of everything. All right. So what we need to do back here to get that initial setup, like I said, it's one of the most important things, is instead of having to do this with your hips, get them set there first, and then get your body in sync with them too. So now when you're coming set, now all that shift is you're just shifted back over that back foot. You might be a little bit narrower, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of getting shifted back. All right. And then too, with your glove, is watch what it does when you start. Your glove drops. Again, just to make it easier, start them right there from coming set. All right. So when you come set, start with the gloves there. All right. Those are all pretty easy fixes. All right, so you're getting up to your balance position. So once that leg gets up here, all right, everything's doing good about right to here. All right, your hips are closed off, everything's good, eyes are on the target. All right, where you run into trouble is you let this foot swing back in and then kick it out. So you get back in here, and then now it's kicking out, and now your foot's leading your delivery. We don't want that. We want our hips to lead our delivery. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So once we get up to this position, we got to get your hips going forward. All right, so you can see here, if we draw a line right there, your hips don't really get going forward a whole lot, you know, until that leg really gets down there. So we want to try to get initially those hips going right off the bat. All right, so just drive them forward, and then that's going to get rid of that little extra this right here, because your hips are already going. All right, so now you're going to be forward. You know, you might be about right here, and then your heel is probably about right here. So your foot hasn't even come out yet. You're driving with the hips. All right, your hips go forward again. You know, now that foot might be starting to get out here, but your body's, you know, another 1.5 feet down the mound. All right, so you're just kind of staying back a little bit too long, which we just got to get going. And as you get older, you get stronger, you get easier. But just try to get that body going a little bit sooner too. All right. And so what I was meaning earlier about getting out on that front side is that your foot strikes. Once that front foot first hits the ground, which looks like it's about right here, you can see how you're getting out early through that front side. All right. And you can see here you're pushing the baseball. It's going to create some pressure on your arm as you get older. And you're seeing that this arm ball, you know, is almost getting up, touching your head too. So it's just, everything's just kind of getting out in front a little bit early. It's not too bad, but it's something that will come as you get a little bit older, get stronger, to get going more down the mound, to get that lower half and more involved. It's going to help you out too. Another thing too is you can see here, your palm's facing up towards the sky. All right, try to keep your palm neutral, so meaning no turn of your wrist, no supination or pronation. Just keep it in a neutral position and feel more of elbow lift. All right, so now at this point, you know, your glove kind of comes back and saves itself, but we just want to try to get it there a little bit initially. All right, because you're out a little bit in front, you can see this elbow starting to get up a little bit above that shoulder height, which can cause some injuries a little bit later when you get older. But that's something that will get fixed when you're staying back more. All right, so at your foot strike, ideally with our weight back, all right, we'll call, it looks like some dust coming out. It looks like this is your foot strike. Ideally, because we know your weight's out front because your knee's over that foot. All right, so the more you can get those hips going forward first, you're going to see maybe a little bit more drifting this backside, but you're going to see, you know, your knee probably about pretty close to the same position, but you're going to see that front foot land a little bit farther, so now your weight's able to stay back in here instead of get out on that front foot. All right, and then through that release point, you know, you aren't going to have to push the ball because you're going to be out over that front foot some more. So you're releasing the ball right here, right about here. All right, your head's about over your back foot, but driving through that back leg more is going to create a little bit more length with that body, with that upper body. You're going to get out over that front foot, and then you're going to eliminate this space and this gap from pushing the ball because your body's going to be caught up with everything and doing everything there. So again, good overall feel for it at your age. Now it's just a matter of sort of that initial setup, but the biggest thing is hips closed, as far down the mound and as quick down the mound as you can. And when you get older and get stronger, it's going to come real easy for you. All right, so just get away from that kicking with that foot first. Keep those hips closed and just drive them down the mound as far as you can, and you're going to be good to go. So anyways, overall pretty good though. So good luck this year. Hope you have a great season. Thanks for making it out to camp, and hopefully we'll see you in with ABC.